What's going on, people? Today I'm gonna show you guys how I made this insane drop. Comment down below if you thought that drop was fire. This is a free FLP, which means the first link in the description of the video will bring you to the download link. Without further ado, let's get into how we made this track. We're gonna go ahead and start with the drums. Right here we've got this hip-hop inspired kick. It is heavily clipped, as you can see here, and it is going into a compression bus. Alongside the kick we have a sidechain that's kind of following the shape of the kick here. We made this using Fruity Balance inside a separate channel, a separate track inside the mixer, automating the volume on a Fruity Balance here. Next up we've got our snare, which is consistent of a couple samples. First one sounds like this, second one sounds like this, and then the third one on every first snare hit sounds like that. So together we get this. Now all those snare samples are also going into that same compression bus that we have here. Now where did I get these cool samples from? I have a free drum kit which you can check out. It's linked in the description of this video. Alright, next up we've got this hat loop. Following a very simple pattern, hitting every fourth beat, but the second and fourth hit are slightly shifted off the grid to make it groovy. Layering that, we've got this other hat, and together they sound like this. This is where I implore you to be as creative as you can be. This is really where you can switch it up and make it your own. These hats are also going into the same drum bus. So far, the kick, snare, and hats sound like this. Nice, warm, and just sounds epic in my opinion. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes, the bass line. A heavy sort of 808 sound with some extra layers on top. All of these 3 layers are from my Metamorphosis preset pack, SERUM preset pack. You can check it out, linked in the description, if you want to play around with the actual presets. There's currently 65 patches just like these ones in my pack, so be sure to check that out. Alright, so the first layer here, we're going to start with the sub, the fundamental. This is a heavy sub where we're slightly modulating the master tuning to create a punch, and otherwise it's just a compressed sine wave. The layer on top of that here, we've got an FM bass shot using 2 square waves. As you can see, we're modulating the oscillator level and the low pass filter. The last layer we've got is this. High frequency sort of delayed sound. This is just taking the one shot of a lead, playing with the sync. And once again, inside Metamorphosis, you can really mess around with all of these highly customizable presets and make your own drop just sound amazing. Those two, without the sub, are both being compressed into a bass bus. Once again, be sure to check out Metamorphosis, linked in the description of this video. Then we've got some samples to kind of fill in the gaps here. We're using this bass shot, just kind of taking that last bit and playing around with different versions of it. This one is slightly cut off, as opposed to this one, but they're the exact same. And then this one is just reversed. So together we get a sort of phrase. So that when you mix it together with that first hit, dun, 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 you just have to think of it as like vocal phrasing, like there's a sort of something being said. So dun, 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 play around with what sounds good. And then in the second bit here, the same exact samples. And then we've got this one reverse bass shot that's different, sort of as a transition piece. And it's supposed to kind of add on, but not do too much. Alright, last little thing here, we've got this vocal sample.
Don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? And then with the rhythm of the don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? And then with the rhythm of the
chop up some vocals that, you know, go between 130 to 160 BPM, make it 140, and just kind of chop and repeat and make it, just think what is really annoying and then turn it down a little bit. It's a similar kind of element as the hats, because when you play the hats at the same time.
don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? And then with the rhythm of
The vocal's supposed to play as a sort of percussion element, but it fills in a certain nice amount of frequencies that nothing else really does. That's it.
don't you know? Don't you know? Don't you know? And then with the rhythm of
Let me know if you like this one, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, if you want to know how to make music sound way louder, then be sure to click this video. It's about to pop up on screen. It's my best mixing tips. All right, how to make your music louder. I'm gonna play this drop one more time and just say peace.
don't you know?